Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. And here we have a workshop mirror here, dating out what looks like Steel Overseer. Micah responding in kind with Mox Ruby. All about the fast mana starts here. So often in workshops, a tempo-oriented matchup. Get your opponent on their heels, backing up. It can become very difficult for them to find a way back into the game. Looks like a proxy on a basic plains or playtest card, as Wizards would prefer I call it. And we've got a Phyrexian Revoker stopping that Steel Overseer, so not a very good value currently. Quickly answered by Walking Ballista. So Ballista coming in with 2 counters, removing 1 to kill the Revoker, and then Steel Overseer activating, pumping up both sides, or both guys on Dan's side of the board. A 6-mana Walking Ballista. Perhaps was only 4/4. Or with that proxy, as I had assumed it was a Mishra's Workshop. What Dan does here, ahead with a Walking Ballista with 2 counters. Ancient Tombs ticking away. And double Wasteland, bumping Micah down to just a Mox Ruby for mana. And there's a legit workshop. Four mana Lodestone Golem. Lodestone Golem is potentially going to have to trade here, so Walking Ballista would remove. I know we got a 3/2 actually attacking into it. The Walking Ballista will not even be needed to help out in combat. Got a Mox proxy over there and a Lodestone Golem for Dan as well. Looking pretty grim for Micah. See what he can do here. Own Chief of the Foundry, I believe. So we've got a 6/4 Lodestone Golem now. Foundry Inspector on the other side. And building his board here. He swings. Trading Lodestone Golems. Not sure what the top card is there. It looks like a Phyrexian Metamorph. Might be the promo art. So if that's the case, all of Dan's creatures here, a little bit bigger than is comfortable. Steel Overseer not looking like it'll have the time to pull back into this game. Dan pouring mana into the Walking Ballista and swinging with a Ballista with 0 counters on it, kept alive by the +1/+1 effect. So Dan there taking it down. Phyrexian Metamorph. I believe the card that really made the difference. It's a very powerful card in the mirror, gives you all sorts of options. Of course, when you're ahead, it pulls you farther ahead. When your opponent has a real problem card, it at least equals that out. I've been a big fan of Metamorph in the past. I've had some pretty memorable games with it. I remember playing Terra Nova stacks at Pandemonium in Cambridge, and finished out I think it was a top 4 match very, very quickly with a turn 1 Batterskull followed up by a turn 2 pair of Batterskulls off of the Metamorphs. That was a quick one. And of course, the fun thing there is the Metamorphs can also be picked up using Batterskull's ability and then played again if you end up with a better target for his copying ability later. Batterskull, a really powerful card. In these creature-based matchups, it can definitely give a almost insurmountable advantage. Those Revokers are pretty much going to have to name it if it's around. Just being able to equip it is just a horror show, and even as a 4/4, it's likely bigger than much of what your opponent is doing. And the lifelink is not inconsequential as well. So a little trip down memory lane with some workshop sideboard mirror tech. We'll see what these guys have in that vein. There's been a whole lot of printing since then. Kaladesh brought in a bunch of options. And Micah using the option to mulligan here. Going to 6. Mulliganing feels bad in this type of matchup. It is very much... there are often matches which are just wars of attrition, and whoever can find a little advantage here or there can slowly pull ahead, and mulliganing automatically sets you behind, but it's really just the best of 2 bad options. You really have to have a solid explosive hand, and it is possible to overrun your opponent if you can get out bigger creatures faster and kind of deny them mana after that. So let's see here. Emerald, Jet into Phyrexian Revoker, Ancient Tomb untapped. Looks like Sapphire into a workshop, into a factory, and a Steel Overseer. Be able to sleuth out what this Revoker is naming. Looks like he's contemplating attacking. Really thinking through his mana here. And Metamorph, copying Steel Overseer, and 2 mana to take out the Overseer. Getting in for 2 damage. Interesting. Saving point of saving 2 points of life, but not activating the Wasteland. I feel like I would have Wastelanded the factory there just to try and cut down on explosiveness. And there's a Revoker. So these Steel Overseers really being denied at every turn, either dismembered or revokered. Just sending the team. And Arcbound Ravager coming down. Very interesting decision. Just playing it pre-combat does remove some of your options. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Card's good. Now the first part's not going to be hugely useful. Micah has no cards in hand. But this thing is gonna likely stop the Ravager. So he's going to sacrifice some counters, and Ravager is going to be named. And there's Lodestone Golem. Golem is a 5/3 here. Which is pretty big. Ravager can fearlessly attack. Be happy to trade with the Lodestone Golem. And a Ruby coming down. Another Revoker, bit of an issue. Would really unlock the game state that copied Steel Overseer was able to start pumping up Micah's side of the board. This would get out of hand very quickly. Very much not the case. 5 coming in. Micah's just going to go ahead and take that. He's kind of the beatdown right now. And we've got a very large walking ballista from Dan here. Looks like Tolarian Academy. Powering that out, so this is a problem. We got Sorcerer's Spyglass being cast. Now once the card is named, Dan will not be able to respond, so let's see what he does here. Just going to be okay with it. Going to rely on the beefy arms of that walking ballista. Not going to need to throw damage around. Gonna swing. This is looking very grim for Micah. And block with a Ravager. Send some modular counters over. The walking ballista threatening lethal. As soon as that Phyrexian Revoker leaves, there's going to be a whole lot of pinging on Micah's face. Ancient Tomb, not going to be helpful here. Flips over a Foundry Inspector, and that is it. Dan able to overwhelm Micah in a Shops mirror match. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please help grow the channel by subscribing. You'll be notified when we upload new videos like Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic with commentary, or Untapped, our raw tournament gameplay. Thanks for watching.